Take 5 women who've never met but reckon they know how to entertain. Ask them each to host a dinner party.
Bless her, but her menu sounds awful.
Add a competitive twist. Every night the guests mark their host. On offer at the end of the week, £1,000 for the top scorer.
Oh, wicked.
The result? Tempers soar and personalities clash in the battle for that prize.
Not sure which one's got the poison in.
This week's hosts all hail from the Sussex seaside town of Brighton. They don't know it yet, but they also have plenty more in common. They're 5 feisty, fun-loving females who all have their own unique ideas about what makes a good night.
Normally, if my friends say to me, right, flash the ass, then it comes out and things like that.
Crikey. Woman number 1 is former glamour model Natalie Clark. Now a mum of 3, she might love shopping and having a good time, but she still wants to win.
I would love to win just for the purpose of the people that have been saying that, oh, what are you doing? Are you mad? This is going to be on TV, but I don't care. Then it'd be a way of proving to them that I could do it.
With rosebuds in their hair, ooh, 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 sing.
Guest number 2 is Julia Johns, a 47-year-old actress and singer who's relishing the next 5 nights of upcoming drama.
I'm not too worried about it because I'm used to sort of working with complete strangers. I'm an actress. I'm sure they'll all be as nervous as I am. I think it's nice to try something different. It's a bit exciting, isn't it?
Her life on the stage means she knows how important it is to be well rehearsed.
Oh. I've been to lots of dinner parties, and the ones that work well are the ones where the host or hostess are relaxed.
Next up is fiery farm owner Melinda Padley.
I'm expecting a bit of fireworks. I'm expecting some quite strange people probably coming out of Brighton.
She's 53 and believes in keeping fit and fair play.
I'd be a bit teed off, I think, if one of my week got the caterers in, because there's effort involved here. It'd be quite nice if everybody went to the same kind of effort.
Guest number 4 is fast-talking PR woman, 40-year-old Paula Pearson.
Hello, how are you?
She's recently divorced and is on the lookout for a new man in her life.
Thanks, bye. I'm kind, very emotional, a little dizzy at times.
But is she really such a dizzy blonde?
I am very competitive. If you've got me doing the 200 metres on Sports Day at my son, then it'd be like, right, I have to win that.
Last but not least is 49-year-old Margaret O'Loughlin, who's hosting tonight's first dinner party.
I'm incredibly passionate about cooking. I'm passionate about my ingredients and what I eat and what goes in it. I mean, ideally, I would eat all organic food.
After bringing up her 3 sons, now all in their 20s, Margaret's got plenty of time to indulge the passions in her life, food and travel. And following 4 trips to the Caribbean, she fell in love with the spicy food and laid-back West Indian lifestyle, which matches her personality.
Whenever I go there on holiday, the people are so relaxed and so chilled, and it makes me feel the same. I mean, the sun might have a lot to do with that, but whenever you eat out, it's just wonderful. It's just the people, actually. Probably the people that make me like the food, I think.
So tonight, her strategy is an ambitiously complex 4-course Caribbean menu.
Oh, wicked!
Kicking off, for starters, with king prawns deep-fried in coconut with salsa.
King prawns deep-fried. Bang goes the dart.
I love anything with coconut in it.
I do like coconut, but I don't know about it mixed with prawns, but it sounds cool.
Continuing the West Indian theme, Margaret's main course is Caribbean roast pork with callaloo pie, squash and rice and peas.
callaloo pie. I've no idea what that is, but it sounds wonderful. Anything that comes from the Caribbean, I love.
It's quite heavy on the old carbs, isn't it?
And for pudding, Margaret's making coconut ice cream, and she's not stopping there. The ice cream comes with coconut biscuits and lime sauce, followed by Mad Cow coffee.
Mad Cow coffee. I hope she's not talking about me.
Tough luck if you don't like coconut, of course.
This lady's quite fond of coconut by the sounds of it, isn't she? I bet she's got a right bunch of coconuts going on.
I love coconut and I just hope they do. Otherwise I'm going to get nil point.
There's also one other little surprise on the menu for the guests. They can't come empty-handed.
And extra something, guests to bring a wrapped present. Oh, cheeky monkey!
I think it's a really nice idea.
We're going to have little presents to start with because that's quite a good icebreaker. When I do that with my friends, we actually spend the whole evening doing that.
But to bring a wrapped present. I'm not wrapping it. I've got a present, I'll put it in a bag.
The right ingredients are vital if Margaret's going to have any chance of winning that £1,000 prize. So, first job of the day is shopping. Starting at the local market, where Margaret gets all her Caribbean fruit and veg.
Hi. Do I have 20 limes? And some chilies for my chocolate chilies. They're going to die when they eat those. Oh, the little petit pan?
Yep.
2 boxes of those, please. 3 bags of these, Teresa. 2 packets of these. They're nice. Oh. Shall I have some of those as well?
Surrounded by all this delicious fruit and veg, Margaret can't wait for dinner. Oh, and don't forget the coconuts.
2 coconuts. Right, I think that's it.
£16 then, please.
Oh, I forgot I had the
Next stop, the butcher's, where Margaret's gone to pick up the main ingredient of the evening, a huge leg of pork.
Hi. Got my peel a pig for me, please? Could you take the trotter off for me? Go on, tell me how much.
£15, please, Mrs. O'Loughlin.
Better than a Christmas turkey, anyway.
Back in the kitchen, Margaret starts with the dessert, the coconut ice cream, to give it time to set. To make the ice cream, Margaret separates 3 egg yolks.
Quickest way to do it. Not bothering with all that shell business. Nice and slimy in your hands. Not for the faint-hearted.
These are then whisked into a bowl. She adds 2 teaspoons of corn flour, half a cup of caster sugar, 1 teaspoon of caracao.
Oh, yeah. Really coconutty. It's lovely.
And 1/4 cup of single cream. Plus, of course, 2 cups of coconut milk. It takes between 2 and 4 hours to freeze. For the coconut biscuits, she mixes white sugar, 1 egg yolk, and that taste of paradise. The biscuits are then cooked for 8 minutes.
That's it.
Next, Margaret turns her attention to her main meal of the night, Caribbean roast pork, which she is marinating.
I've taken some of the rum from the chilies, mixed it with molasses, sugar, cumin, freshly grated nutmeg, juice of a lime and the zest of a lime.
What? No coconut? Once thoroughly marinated, the pork is cooked for 4 hours.
Hopefully, that'll be delicious.
To accompany the meat, she's going to prepare sweet potatoes and spinach with baby squash, rice and kidney beans. With the food well on the way, Margaret gives us a quick tour of her house.
This is my really disgusting, revolting hall, which I just started to decorate. It leads onto my bedroom, which is here, and my beautiful, beautiful Victorian bed, which I love, and I thought was a princess bed, and I showed my boys, and I was really proud of it.
Well, you said it. And it looks like pork isn't only on the menu.
I've got quite a few pigs around the house because I made the stupid mistake of telling people that I liked pigs. This one, he's quite cute. My brother bought him for me. That's why I've chosen to do pork tonight, because not only do I love them, I love to eat them. It's a bit sad, really, isn't it, eating something you love?
Margaret's only got 35 minutes to go before her guests arrive. She better get a move on. Her starter is deep-fried prawns, also in a marinade.
Now I'm going to marinate them in lime and garlic.
But don't panic, they're also fried in, yep, coconut with salsa.
I think my menu says that I'm actually slightly nutty because I've used loads of coconut.
Really? Who'd have guessed?
Oh, well, I just want to get the vein out of the prawn or the urinary tract so that we don't eat it. Pull that out, which means we don't get any nasty bits.
Margaret will leave cooking the prawns until the guests arrive to ensure they're crisp and fresh. With everything going to plan, Margaret's feeling pretty confident.
You've got to think positive. How's it going to go well if you don't think it's going to go well? It will go well. Definitely.
But Margaret's running out of time.
Guys, we're arriving in 27 minutes?
She's still got to lay the table, get her glad rags on and clean up.
I think the floor needs wiping as well. It's all disgusting. Oh, right.
Then, disaster strikes. In her haste to tidy up, Margaret has accidentally thrown the lime sauce for her pudding away.
Where's my lime sauce gone? Lost my lime sauce. Didn't put it in the jug, did I? I think that was lime sauce. I think I need to make the lime sauce again. It's 6:19. I've got 11 minutes to get ready. I can dress as quickly as I can cook. Ah, here we go. Lime sauce. 2, 3, a bit of water, sugar, arrowroot, throwing that in there. Perfect. We're back on track.
Wow, what a recovery. Cool-headed Margaret truly is the woman you want in a crisis.
I'm off. I'm gonna get changed.
It's 6:30 and miraculously Margaret's ready on time.
Well, here I am in my glad rags at last. I've got out of my daytime clothes and into my nice new dress that I bought specially.
And right on cue, guest number 1, Natalie, arrives.
Hello, come in. I'm Margaret.
Hello, Margaret. Lovely to meet you.
Next up is Paula.
I'm Margaret.
Hello, Margaret.
Nice to meet you.
too, my darling.
Right.
Followed closely by guest 3, Melinda.
I'm Margaret.
Oh, hi.
And
Thank you very much for having us.
thank you for coming. And your name is?
Melinda.
The first obstacle of the night is remembering everybody's names.
Natalie, Linda, Margaret.
We need name tags, really, don't we?
Yeah,
Like
we
big
do.
plastic
Sticky on badges.
things. So.
Linda, Paula.
Paula.
Yes.
No, Melinda.
Melinda. All right.
It's Linda, Natalie.
No, Paula.
No, Paula.
Paula,
Natalie. All right.
Melinda.
As in messenger.
It's not rocket
As in, all right, with that.
And we'll be testing you on those later.
Lovely shoes.
Thank you.
Wicked.
I thought I'd wear my bling tonight.
Last of the fabulous 5 is Julia.
Hello! Come in!
Sorry I'm late.
That's fine.
Sorry I'm late. Hello.
Hello.
Are you Margaret?
I'm Margaret.
Hello, Margaret.
It's all good. Oh, how nice.
Cheers, Paula.
Cheers.
Margaret O'Loughlin is doing what she does best, cooking. But tonight, her party has a special twist. She's entertaining 4 strangers. And at the end of the night, they'll mark her efforts in secret.
I'm Natalie Appleton. This is Paula Abdul.
With 4 tough-talking women to please, she's got it all to do if she's going to win the £1,000 prize at the end of the week. While Margaret starts frying the prawns for the starter, it's a good opportunity for the others to have a nose round her house. And they soon spot why Margaret chose to put pork on her menu.
Well, she obviously likes pork. Think about pigs as you go, oh, yes, there's another one there.
Actually,
that, I think, is a pot
That
belly
reminds
pig.
me of a cousin of mine. Does that remind you of something? Does that remind you of anything?
I couldn't possibly comment.
No. Oh. We're wrecking the place. We haven't been here 10 minutes.
Personally, I would say she's got a husband that she's like got to kick up the butt. Come on, do that decorating because it just ain't going on, is it? Oh my God, someone does karate, so we better be nice.
Do they? Do they?
Yeah,
Really?
look. That is karate, isn't it?
Oh, blimey. We like the bed.
It's time for Margaret's first course. King prawns deep-fried in coconut with salsa.
Do you know what? I don't know.
Cheers, darling.
Oh, very, very good.
Well, it looks like it's going down well, but what do the guests really think away from the table?
I thought the starter was sensational. I thought it was really, really delicious.
I loved it. And bless, you know, it should have been really warm and it went a little bit cold. But hey, it was great cold.
So does the host think she's still on course to win the £1,000?
I think they all enjoyed the starters. Personally, I'd have been happier if they were a little bit hotter. I still want to win, but I don't know what anyone else is going to do, and all I can do is do my best this evening and enjoy the rest of the week.
Maybe so, but putting your foot in it won't win you any extra points with the guests.
Do you know, actually, I'm quite glad that you came, because I always think I sound like one of the EastEnders.
I'm really coming in. Do you think I'm coming then?
No, but no.
Pity's sake.
Don't think
What I'm saying is I always think that I sound like one of the EastEnders. I'll tell you, I've been on the spot
in a minute and tell him I'm actually French.
Oh, are you?
Are you done?
Really?
French nationality. Margot, a grand vin de Bordeaux. I can't see that because I haven't got my glasses.
No, that spoils it when you think, I can't see that.
I can't see that.
And she's not joking. Natalie was born in Paris and lived there for 8 years.
I am actually French nationality and speak French, but I sound like a Londoner bird.
They're lovely women. They're really lovely. Very strong characters.
I think you've got 4 lovely ladies there and me.
One's an actor, one's a PA, is it? PR? I don't know. One's something else. And I'm a housewife, and I'm thinking, oh, God. But I seem to be getting on with them. They like me.
Right.
With everyone delighted with the starters, it's a perfect time for Margaret to introduce her little icebreaker. Everyone was asked to bring a wrapped present.
This is very exciting. Oh, and is this to put the joystick? Oh, it's lovely. This is a little fat Buddha, and you rub his tummy, and what he does, he makes you instantly lose 10 pounds.
Oh, look, the ultimate book of cocktails.
Oh, that is beautiful. I love growing flowers. Dreadful gardener, therefore. Dried flowers, scented, beautiful.
Yay! If you really all hate my chocolate chilies, I can give you these.
Yes.
I love
balls.
I was told to bring a pound jobby present, but they're all there with their candles and their dried flower baskets, and I felt quite embarrassed with my Ferrero Rocher, same as that woman with her balls.
On to the main course, Caribbean roast pork with callaloo pie, squash and rice and peas. Callaloo pie is made with callaloo, a spinach-like vegetable, and sweet potatoes. If you love pork as much as Margaret, you'll find the recipe on the Channel 4 website.
Oh, that is to die for.
Beautiful, lovely.
It sounded better than it actually was.
That crackling was just to die for.
Yeah, the crackling was great, but I think at the expense of having the crackling perfect, the pork was a little tough.
Them squash things, well, won't be buying them in future.
With the dinner out of the way and the ice completely broken, in the absence of a male guest, the girls allow their imagination to run wild.
Curiosity, Paula, who would you want to snog? Somebody on the TV that we...
Somebody well known.
Antonio Banderas, I've done Banderas.
Good choice.
God.
I like them quite rough too.
Yeah. Oh, I like the rough one.
I used to, although I don't go for blondes normally, I used to really like Sean Bean.
John
Travolta.
I love John.
How about you?
John Travolta.
No, not John Travolta. John Travolta.
No, he's not. No, it's not fair.
If I had the choice to snog anyone, I think it might be a little bit of Will Smith.
Yeah.
After salivating over Hollywood's hunkiest, will they have room for dessert? Margaret serves coconut ice cream with lime sauce and coconut biscuits.
Pudding's good, isn't it? I was just
I
I was just worried that somebody wouldn't like coconut.
Hell of a lot of coconut going on, isn't there? There's no theme really going on apart from coconuts. I'm surprised. I must admit, I really thought she was going to answer the door in a coconut bra and Hawaii skirt.
Thank you.
The night's almost come to an end, but Margaret has one last dish up her sleeve: mad cow coffee and chocolate jellies.
No, you're having a lot.
They're hot.
Yeah.
The chilies are soaked in rum, filled with white chocolate, and then dipped in dark chocolate.
No, it isn't right. They're really, really hot.
No?
They're hotter than the last one. They're too hot. Don't eat them.
Je ne regrette rien.
The others give it a miss. So will that be Mark's off? And how did all that coconut on Margaret's menu go down?
I don't mean to sound like a right witch, but I had enough coconut tonight to last me a lifetime, I think.
I loved that dessert. I thought it was a triumph. Save the best till last. I really meant it.
I enjoyed the most meeting the girls.
5 girlies, love the girlies. 15 years ago, forget the girlies. Don't do girlies, do men. But now, being the older woman, I like girlies.
I don't think it was a winning night. Having looked at the others, as I said, I think Julia will win.
I'm going to give Margaret tonight an 8.
Oh, I wish I could give a 10, but I'm going to have to be realistic. Ooh, a 7.
I'm giving Margaret a 7.
I'm going to mark Margaret with a 6.
After Margaret's Taste of the Caribbean, she set the week off with a bang with a high-scoring 28. But will it be enough, though, to win the £1,000 prize? It's day 2 of the dinner parties in Brighton for our 5 wonderful women.
Cheers, darling.
Last night, cool-headed mother of 3, Margaret O'Loughlin, set a benchmark of 28 with her Caribbean-themed dinner party.
I think my food was really good, and unless they were lying, they all enjoyed it.
Tonight's host is actress and singer Julia John. She's planning an upmarket dinner party to upstage Margaret's coconuts.
I just hope that the girls will enjoy it, and I hope that I managed to make the atmosphere as relaxed as she did.
Tomorrow, it's the turn of fast-talking PR woman Paula Pearson. Thursday's host is ex-glamour model, housewife and shopaholic Natalie Clark. And last in the week is straight-talking farmer Melinda Padley.
I'd be gutted if I lost. And I could use £1,000, to be honest.
Yesterday, the 5 feisty females met for the first time, but beneath the banter, there are signs that there's no love lost between 2 of the ladies.
Paula is probably the one that grates on me the most. I found her rather strident.
Melinda. She reminds me of Margot from The Good Life. She's pleasant.
I got the impression last night that Paula was very keen to dominate the topic of conversation.
Antonio Banderas,
Which could get really boring.
She's a little bit staid right now, and quite... I mean, I asked her a simple question of, oh, where do you live? Or in the country? Well, whereabouts in the country? Well, you wouldn't know it. Actually, I'm quite familiar with the countryside, you know.
Steady, ladies. Julia will be expecting better behaviour tonight, but at least they can agree on one thing. They all love Natalie and her hidden talents.
Grand vin de Bordeaux, Margot.
When she started talking French, I thought, wow.
She just sounded like a totally different person from when she spoke English.
I think they were very surprised because I come across as this... I think I'm quite common, really. Little do they know that I'm common when I speak in French.
Sadly, the women weren't so crazy about Margaret's coconut-mad menu.
You'd have been in trouble if you didn't like coconut last night. You know, that would have been a bit of a bummer.
It doesn't agree with me. I've been on the toilet all night.
So, Margaret might have hit a bum note, giving today's host, Julia, a chance to win the £1,000 cash prize and take new husband David on a honeymoon to Venice.
I'm going to have to really sharpen my pencil tonight, pull out all the stops, get the rah-rah skirt on, and just do my level best.
Julia lives in a period maisonette filled with antiques and theatre memorabilia.
I think when people first come into this room, the general feeling that I get from them has been that it's very kind of welcoming. Maybe it's kind of slightly bohemian, because I guess I am a bit bohemian, being a theatrical person.
Julia's house tonight, it will be full of theatrical paraphernalia.
Chintz. Yeah, and pinks and mauves. Yeah, lovely.
We are in the smallest room, the loo, and this is... I did a production in the Brighton Festival 2 years ago, and this is my character, who was called Camilla, and she was a cross between Penelope Keith and Hyacinth Bouquet.
Julia wants only the best, so she's making the most of her showbiz contacts to try to impress her guests.
A dear friend of mine, Michael, is a wonderful pianist and actor, and he is going to pretend to be my butler for the evening. And he will serve the ladies champagne on arrival and generally attend to their every whim.
Julia's confident that the cool head she's developed from years on the stage will ensure that everything will be all right on the night.
I don't think I've got any concerns about the menu today, no, because I chose it, you know, with having a concern-free day in mind.
Julia is planning a starter of salad of Parma ham with fresh fig and a melted brie croûte with an orange, honey and sesame dressing.
No, that all sounds fantastic.
I love Parma ham. I love fresh figs.
Oh, God, I can't stand figs.
Hate figs. Ugh.
Oh, my God, I'm going to be ill.
Some reluctance from the ladies to get figgy with it, and Julia's chance of winning that £1,000 cash prize may be under threat. First act of the day, shopping, and immediately Julia has her first drama. There are no fresh figs to be found for her starter.
I'm going to think on my feet, as all cooks do and have to do, and be flexible. So I'm going to scrub the fig starter, I'm going to do a crab starter, and I'm going to use avocados. I just want to make sure they're not too ripe. Yeah, they feel perfect. Because if they're too ripe, they're all squashy and squidgy, and I like them to have a little bit of, you know, texture.
Next, Julia simply must have some champagne.
I'm looking for some really nice champagne.
Right, OK. What are you eating it with?
We're having fish. We're having a crab starter and a fish pie. And I like something that's a bit biscuity and a bit toasty. Thanks ever so much. That's lovely. It smells wonderful.
For her main course, Julia is serving her own original recipe. Julia's luxury fish pie with leek puree and green beans.
This woman is cooking all my favourite things so far.
I'm not a lover of fish, I suppose, but I'll try it.
There's one person who might not enjoy the new crab starter then.
How are you?
And there's more bad news in the fishmongers as another menu crisis looms.
I'd love some cod if you've got it.
No cod? May I suggest, look, it's lovely pollock fillet, half the price of cod. You wouldn't know the difference. If anything, for fish pie, you say?
Yeah.
Slightly firmer, so ideal.
I'll
Thank
take
you.
£1.50 pound.
Looks like cool-headed Julia's not one to make a drama out of a crisis.
Thanks, darling.
For dessert, Julia is making gratin of summer fruits and pears with amaretti biscuits.
OK, full of calories.
I hate pears.
If I went to a restaurant, that's probably what I'd order.
Bless her, I love her, but her menu sounds awful.
Julia's audience of expectant diners will be arriving in less than 4 hours, and she's showing no sign of stage fright.
Incredibly, I'm feeling quite calm. Now, this may not last.
First, Julia makes her starter.
I'm using £1 of fresh white crab meat.
She doesn't want to add too many other flavours to her crab, so she mixes in spring onions and sweet corn for crunch and colour.
It's a flavour that won't mask the crab. It'll enhance.
Tonight, Julia will add her orange and sesame dressing with some chopped red pepper and avocado.
And I'll just pop that in the fridge now until it's ready to take the peppers. And I'll assemble that at the last minute.
Next, it's time to prepare Julia's luxury fish pie. First, Julia makes her bechamel sauce. She melts butter and olive oil in a pan with lots of black pepper.
A good tip, as I'm sure most people know, is to always add some olive oil. A little bit of olive oil to your butter, and that stops it burning.
Julia then adds flour and gives it a good stir.
And that stops it going lumpy, which is good.
Add wine.
If you want to use up the bottle of hock that's been sitting in the back of the cupboard since somebody bought it to your party in 1983, this is a great time to do it.
1983?
How classy can you get?
Sounds more like vinegar than vintage. Then Then add cream, stirring slowly.
Hey, kid. So far, my bechamel is going really rather well.
And so modest, too. Cheese next, half cheddar and half grated parmesan with mustard.
Can't open that.
And then stir in some parsley. The fish, prawns and some mushrooms are then covered with the bechamel sauce.
It's kind of my pièce de résistance, I suppose.
Then Julia makes some mashed potatoes for the topping of the pie.
Girls, remember, when you're pouring your potatoes, remember to keep the barnet out the way, unless you want to sort of have to wash the hair again. I'm actually going to pipe this mashed potato one because it just looks so much nicer. Normally I just fork it on, but I'm not forking tonight. Girls and boys, I'm going to pipe.
Tonight, Julia will cover the pie with large prawns and then heat for 45 minutes.
So there we have it. The fish pie. Voila.
Julia is giving a cool and confident performance. Looks like no second night nerves there.
The only thing that could go wrong tonight is if that I do break my cardinal rule and start indulging in the champagne, because I do love champagne. And then forget that the fish pie's in the oven and it all overcooks. Then that would be disaster. Disaster!
Next, Julia prepares her dessert. Gratin of summer fruits and pears with amaretti biscuits. First, Julia soaks the fruit with amaretto. She puts crushed biscuits in an oven-proof dish, covers with fruit, and tops it all off with a mixture of mascarpone and Greek yogurt. Later, the mixture will be browned under the grill. With an hour and a half to go, old pro Julia knows the value of learning your lines.
It's always a good idea to choose things that you can prepare in advance, so that all you have to do is reheat or reassemble just before the guests arrive, and then you're giving yourself a break, because, hey, you know, life's too short.
Cue the butler. Julia's hoping his charm will win her a few extra points in Act 2, the dinner party.
Do look okay.
Wonderful. So here we are, darling, up to the piano room. We're going to be tinkling your magic tinkling tonight.
Julia's Jeeves will also be serving champagne and canapes, leaving Julia to get on with far more pressing matters.
And now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go and have a lie down.
Right.
Right. While Julia power naps upstairs, downstairs, butler Michael sets the scene. 40 winks later, it's almost 6:30, and with Michael's help, everything's in place. But isn't this cheating?
It's actually a huge amount of work doing all this, and I couldn't physically do it myself. And I also think it's nice to add another dimension, that is Michael.
But will the others agree with you that all's fair when one has staff to help one? She'll soon find out as ex-glamour model Natalie arrives bang on time.
Hello! Natalie, you look wonderful! May I present Michael, who is your butler for this evening?
Hello.
Good evening, madam.
Any little whim that you might have,
Right.
Michael, if he can, will
Okay.
attempt to fulfil it.
Lovely.
And what I'm going to do, babe,
Yes.
is, if I may, is I'm going to go and fiddle with the canapes.
You go fiddle
Can I
there.
go and fiddle with the
Yes.
canapes? Is that all right?
Can I ask what canapes are? It looks like Julia is standing with the Queen. It's not the Queen, is it? That looks like the Queen. Oh my God, she's royalty. That is the blooming Queen.
Next to arrive is public relations guru Paula.
Hello, my darling!
Then well-travelled Margaret.
Welcome, my darling girl. This is Michael, your butler for the evening.
Oh, lovely.
Any whim or wish that you may have, he is at your command.
Natalie, no.
And finally, feisty farmer Melinda.
Melinda, my darling, you look like a picture.
Tonight, actress Julia John is starring in a special kind of drama. She's hosting a dinner party in Brighton for 4 women who'll be marking her efforts in secret at the end of the evening. All the others will also be entertaining this week, and the best performer will walk away with a £1,000 cash prize. Julia's cleverly prepared her menu in advance, and tonight all she's got to do is remember to take the fish pie out on time. But she knows that her fondness for champers could make her fluff her lines, so there's only one thing for it.
I actually have completely refrained from drinking this evening. What I don't want to do is overcook it, the fish pie. So I think me on drink tonight wouldn't have been a really seriously bad move.
She's also got a butler in to help out.
I could do with another drink, I must admit. It's been a hell of a long time. I'm getting quite dry over here.
While Julia is being attended to by Michael,
Butler, dear, would you assist?
the guests snoop around her house.
It's one of those things that vibrate. A massager.
Oh, you sit... Oh, OK.
For your back.
Oh, for your back.
It's great, isn't it?
It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that mirror.
Should we go down wearing our hats?
Do you think she'd mind if we did?
It really suits you.
I don't know that I'd want to actually lie in the bath and look at myself.
No, certainly not.
Oh! Excuse-moi, mademoiselle.
That's it. That's
No
what you
end
get.
to your talents. French speaking, piano playing. What else are you going to come out with?
Stripper. No, I'm joking.
Julia is putting the finishing touches to her first course.
Ladies, dinner is served.
For her starter, Julia is serving crab salad on a bed of endive with an orange, honey and sesame dressing. And it's time to confess about the change of menu.
So, my darlings, as you can see, there is a distinct lack of fig and parma ham on your plate. Why is this the case?
Why?
Well, why? Well, because Brighton was a fig-free zone.
Yes.
I found a few sort of shrivelly ones, and I thought they won't do for my girls. They will not do for my girls.
Yeah.
Is it all right? Good.
All right, ain't the word, babe.
Natalie was not looking forward to Julia's menu, hating figs and fish. So how will she feel about the crab?
I thought crunchy bits. That's the first thing that came to mind. But there was no crunchy bits. It was lovely.
I'm doing crab myself, actually, so I was a bit put off by that.
No figs, great. And I thought, oh my God, we've got crab. It's like, oh no. But I really enjoyed it.
And I ate chicory, which I don't like, and it wasn't bitter. So well done, Julia.
No, it looks like Julia's pulled it off with her replacement starter. But all's not so happy around the table, where the Melinda-Paula feud bursts into the open. After Paula nicknames Melinda Margot from The Good Life.
I only call you Margot. It's not an insult. It's just that you remind me of Margot. You mustn't be touched about it.
Who's Margot?
Margot is from The Good Life. I just adopted this little nickname, Margot, because to me, actually, it's probably a huge compliment. Well, it is a huge compliment initially.
I've just obviously got under her skin from day one yesterday.
On the onset, I thought, OK, here's my pompous person. I don't like pompous people. You must be a little bit insecure about this, Margot.
No, I'm not in the least.
You must be.
I'm trying very hard to maintain my my breeding. Perhaps that's why she calls me Margot.
Suddenly I want to be Mother Teresa again, and I want to help. It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I want to be Gandhi. Enough of the name-calling, girls. This is a dinner party, not the playground. All this argy-bargy has put poor old Julia off her timings. And despite her abstinence from alcohol, she's only gone and done the one thing she didn't want to do. She's left her fish pie in the oven for too long.
The pie has actually now been in there for an hour and a half, which is way too long, really. And just hope that it's OK. Well, I just hope it's not overcooked. I hope it's OK.
For Julia's main course, she's serving luxury fish pie covered with piped potato and served with leek puree and green beans.
Tasty.
And the fish isn't overcooked?
No.
Oh, God.
And that leek puree is gorgeous.
But was it overcooked, really?
Julia thought it would be quite dry, and because she thought she'd overcooked it, and she hadn't. It was beautiful.
It just didn't taste like just fish. It was a bit of, I think she said she added wine. Maybe that was the attraction.
Even though it was 22-year-old hock.
I thought there'd be more of a winey flavour. I thought it could have done with a bit more seasoning. And it was ever so slightly sloppy for me. A bit too much potato and not quite enough fish.
If you want to make Julia's fish pie and find out how long it should be cooked for, this evening's recipes can all be found on the Channel 4 website.
Everybody seemed to enjoy it, which was terrific. I was just slightly concerned that the fish pie had been in the oven for too long, but it didn't seem to have suffered any adverse effects.
Julia's got high hopes about her marks tonight, but to get the £1,000 prize, the ladies had better be bowled over by the butler.
May we raise our glasses to our fabulous butler this evening?
The butler is wonderful. I love him to bits. I'd ask him to marry me if I thought he'd say yes, but I can't bear rejection.
Oh, love men serving me.
You come on Friday, Michael. Please. And you could stay, you know, for the rest of July.
When it comes to points, I certainly won't be judging out any extra because of the butler.
I think he's great. Please move in soon, Michael. That's all I can say.
Julia serves her dessert, gratin of summer fruits and pears with amaretti biscuits.
Really lovely.
Good. I'm so pleased. It's a girly dessert, isn't it?
It's a real comfort.
Let's call the whole thing off.
And before bringing the final curtain down on this evening, Julia invites all her guests to a good old knees-up round the piano,
And I say potato,
making sure to stand in between the two squabblers.
potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
Julia's enjoyed her leading role tonight, but did her guests feel she gave a winning performance?
She's just so dramatical, but then that's her all over, isn't it? She's just a drama queen.
Last night, I said I think Julia's brilliant. She'll be a wonderful hostess, great cook, and everything. And it absolutely came to pass.
The butler was a lovely, lovely touch. I love champagne. If I wasn't going to be on camera, I probably would have drunk far more, but you need to understand what I'm saying.
But I'm not really a lover of desserts with alcohol in, but it was great.
Oh, the singing. How embarrassing. But luckily, the lovely Natalie didn't sing either.
I don't mind a bit of karaoke, but that was very, like, drama.
I'm going to give Julia a 9 because I think she's great. The evening was great.
Marks out of 10, I'm going to have to give Julia 10.
I'm going to give Julia a 6 because I thought she was great. It's not her fault. I didn't like the food.
Now all Julia needs is 3 points to overtake last night's host Margaret and move into first place.
I'm going to give Julia a 6. I think she was incredible. I think her food was really, really good. But we've got the rest of the week to vote on.
Margaret's begrudging 6 points gives Julia 31, enough to take her into the lead, her favourite role.
Cheers, darling.
It's the halfway point in Brighton, and our 5 entertaining ladies have an appetite for more.
Je ne regrette rien.
First up was Margaret O'Loughlin, who limboed into the week with a Caribbean-themed evening and who set the standard by scoring 28 from a possible 40. Last night was the turn of thespian and singer Julia John. Her champagne-fueled dinner put her into the lead with 31 points.
I know last night went well, and I think it could have been a winning evening.
Tonight's host is fast-talking PR Paula Pearson, who loves hosting dinner parties and entertaining, but prefers it if someone else does the cooking.
Life's so short. What's the point of spending it all in the kitchen?
Still to cook are Natalie Clark, a French-born housewife, and ultra-competitive Melinda Padley, a farm owner who's preparing a show-stopping spectacular for the final day.
Of course I'm in this competition to win it. I mean, what's the point in going into a competition if you don't want to win it? You know, don't bother.
Last night, actress Julia put on the performance of her life for her guests. But was it the food, the singing, or the hired-in butler that impressed our diners?
May we raise our glasses to our fabulous butler this evening?
I think Julia could win because the butler was just such a good touch.
I don't believe she has a butler all the time. I think it was just like a showpiece for the evening.
Let's call the whole thing off. Tomato.
Despite all the harmony, there were signs that things were definitely off-key between Paula and Melinda.
So you remind me of Margot. You mustn't be touched about it.
Who's Margot?
Margot is from The Good Life. I have just a little uneasiness about Melinda because I don't quite understand why she got so upset about something, because it was actually a compliment, what I was calling her.
So will the tension boil over and ruin tonight?
Paula and I haven't been hitting it off. Just slightly wary, that's all. But I'm determined to have fun, because that's what this is all about. So, rise above it, Melinda.
Hopefully she'll be fine this evening and she'll feel well. Well, she will feel welcome because I'll make sure she does.
Is that threat or promise, Paula? So, with 2 successful evenings before her, Paula, who eats out most nights, faces quite a challenge.
No.
She loves to eat out, and her hectic life means she has little time to cook.
Smoked salmon in your olive oil.
Oh, well done, you.
And your wafers.
My mentality for cooking is, hey, look, I love fine wines. I love great food. But for me to cook it, there are things that one can be doing rather than spending 5 hours, 6 hours in the kitchen, and then they go, 10 minutes, that was nice.
She's not going to let that stop her winning. Rule number 1 for any successful PR girl: why do it yourself? If, like Paula, you know some of Brighton's top chefs, why not pull in some favours and get them to help you out?
I don't think it's cheating. It can only be deemed as cheating if I lie. Then that's out-and-out cheating.
So Paula thinks getting help is OK, but how would the others feel about this?
I think if you're going to give your guests a really lovely evening, you can't do everything yourself. It's impossible.
I think the idea of the whole programme, Come Dine With Me, if you get anybody else in, then that's cheating.
Paula has put together a 5-course menu of classic European dishes.
Oh, my God. It's fairly predictable.
She's serving cocktails on arrival, followed by an amuse-bouche, which is a small, palate-tickling appetizer made fashionable by Gordon Ramsay.
Well, I love cocktails.
With amuse-bouche.
What the hell is that?
That sounds good.
Amuse is amusing and bouche is mouth. I don't get that.
For starter, Paula is serving finest smoked salmon with various breads.
I wouldn't expect anything less than the finest from Paula because she's a stylish girl.
So that's a bit of a cop-out, because you just, you know, open a packet and slice a bit of bread.
For her main, there is chicken wrapped in prosciutto ham and Gruyere cheese, served with Italian potatoes and herbed peppers.
Chicken wrapped in prosciutto?
Ooh, this is not actually what I expected.
Dessert is a chocolate orange creme brulee and a selection of cheeses to finish.
Creme brulee, I love that. Everybody loves that.
One of my all-time favourite desserts.
Hopefully I won't be on the bog all night again.
Paula hasn't got where she is today without knowing a few shortcuts to success. So it's time to call in the first favour. She's off to one of Brighton's most prestigious hotels, Blanche House, where the head chef has been busy preparing some of her menu.
Put these in the fridge when you get back.
Okay.
And take them out about an hour before using them.
So you're just leaving that, that's all right? It's not
no,
combust or do anything stupid?
All you need to do is to start squeezing bread.
Oh, wow, isn't that clever? Can you burn the caramel?
Yeah, I usually do.
And then amuse-bouche.
Yeah. And that's just a spinach soup that I did for yourself.
I'll try.
Is that all right?
Oh, God, that is so delicious. Homemade by Blanche House spinach soup.
Yeah.
So I'm not fibbing when I say it's homemade.
In addition to her 2 ready-made courses, Paula also gets some much-needed advice on her main dish.
Do I cook the chicken a little bit to start and then add the cheese and the prosciutto ham?
No, just put it all...
All together?
Put it all together at once.
OK, and how long for?
8-10 minutes sort of thing.
Is that it?
8 to 10 minutes? Let's hope Paula's oven is really very hot, or Natalie will find herself spending the night on the loo again. Rule number 2 for any successful PR: if you're entertaining, always serve the finest wines to wow your guests.
Yeah. Chateau Neuf.
Yes, I have.
Not a 5-litre box of table wine, then.
Oh, marvellous. Oh, great. See you later, darling. Bye. Thank you.
After a gruelling 20 minutes, collecting her fine wines, the ingredients for her cocktails, including a shaker.
OK, so you need to make sure you give this a really good hard bash so that when you...
The chef-made amuse-bouche soup starter and creme brulee dessert, our exhausted Paula is ready for a much-needed rest.
Right, so 5 hours to go. Home, little snooze, and then a little bit of laying the table, and away we go.
Total prep time so far, including travel to and from the shops, 35 minutes. It's now 1:50 in the afternoon, and with so much time on her hands, a relaxed and very in-control Paula gets to show off the house she shares with her 9-year-old son, Francesco.
This is the very first time that my son walked, so that's a really, really precious picture. I love that. It's just like, ooh. This, love her. Mum bought me that for my 30th.
I should imagine Paula's house would be really nice. Very sophisticated.
Okay, my man, beautiful, look, triceps, biceps, pecs, abs.
And she's also a very spiritual and quite eclectic person.
Now this here, this mood light, this is fantastic. And they say it picks up on somebody's mood, so if you're angry, it'll go red.
And I'd be really surprised if there wasn't any Eastern influence.
This is an old, it's a Versace, obviously, mirror and console. And I do love it, but I just thought it was a little bit too over the top. But in here, I think it's grand.
Versace? Over the top? Surely not. Rule number 3 from PR Paula's Guide to Entertaining. Make sure you're fully rested and looking your best before your guests arrive. So it's now approaching 3 p.m. and she's off to her room for a pre-dinner power and beauty nap for 3 hours. And then, super confident Paula awakes at 6 p.m. to start the dinner preparation.
I think this will be nice.
The intricate smoked salmon starter needs bread slicing and then carefully buttered. The lemon garnish needs to be sliced and then placed in the fridge to chill until served.
Oh, look at that! Ta-da! Gordon, he would be proud. You see?
Well done, Paula. Super cook Paula must now start to prepare her main course.
Why is that smoking like that?
She's cooking chicken breast stuffed with Gruyere cheese and wrapped in prosciutto ham, served with Italian potatoes and these ready-cut herbed peppers.
I just couldn't be asked to stand there last night chopping them all.
Oh, I know. It's now time for the chicken to endure its preparation, and it's not long before the usually sophisticated and in-control Paula looks alarmingly out of her depth.
Oh, dear weck.
Having forgotten the Gruyere cheese, the chicken is now to be stuffed with some leftover Danish blue that Paula found in the fridge.
Oh, it smells like smelly socks. It smells revolting. I don't like blue cheese at all.
It's nice. It's wrapped up. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I haven't used it before.
Paula's hotel pals advised her that on a hot enough oven, the chicken should only need 8 to 10 minutes to cook.
I'm worried about that because you can get poisoning. I'm going to cook them a little longer.
So what is it that is so special about this dish that makes our newly made cooking expert think that she can outdo the other hosts?
The idea is that the blue cheese melts.
Brilliant. The Italian potatoes must first be parboiled and then placed in a baking tray, with perhaps a little less olive oil than being shown here by Paula.
And then we just throw them in there, and that's it.
Not quite, Paula. They still have to be roasted in a hot oven. Oh, and don't forget the Italian seasoning.
This is typically me, leave everything to the last minute. Plenty of this on.
Now, if you think her approach to cooking for a dinner party is unorthodox, then check out her washing up technique.
I'm going to put this in the bin. I haven't got time to wash it.
And finally, at 6:23 p.m, Paula must prepare her dessert, the exquisitely made creme brulees. She puts them in the fridge, ready to be served later. So, if unlike Paula, you feel like cooking tonight, you can find all the recipes for her dishes on the Channel 4 website.
It was a walk in the park, really.
Despite having little to do, the mere prospect of her guests arriving has put our usually composed PR girl in a spin.
Measure and presents, measure and presents.
Luckily for her, they're running a little late, which gives Paula time to change and prepare the table. As the first guest, Margaret, arrives at 7 p.m, it's time to put into practice rule number 4 from Paula's PR guide to being a good host. Always shower your guests with gushing compliments.
You look gorgeous.
And accept them graciously.
Gorgeous. You look like a picture in a planet, my darling. Mwah.
Next to arrive is Naughty Natalie.
Hello, my lovely. How you look lovely.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, thank you.
But Melinda, or Margot as she's been known this week, is nowhere to be seen.
Little trendsetter, darling.
Is she preparing herself for battle or calming her nerves? And now for rule number 5 from the PR Girl's Guide to a Perfect Party. Serve up classic cocktails to put your guests at ease.
Can I just say to you about your lavender, when you cut it back, make sure you do it, because I didn't do mine.
And finally, Melinda arrives.
No, that's all right. No, that's fine. You get love. Oh, you're joking.
No, I'm not joking.
Oh, you look lovely, my darling.
And the cocktails appear to be working as Paula and Melinda put their differences aside. Can it be that Paula and Melinda have buried the hatchet? Tonight, Paula Pearson is entertaining as only a PR girl knows how. She's blagged a string of favours from her chef mates and is serving up only the best booze to get the night going with a swing.
Welcome to my home.
But how will it go down with her 4 guests when they come to mark her efforts in secret? And will it net her the £1,000 prize when all 5 have entertained by the end of the week? Paula, who loves good food but hates making it, has kept her involvement in the menu preparation to a minimum.
I think it's funny. I think it's really funny. There's no point. What is the point of me standing there for an hour going...
See me laying on this.
And while Paula puts the final touches to her meal, the girls get to have a good old nose through her house and possessions.
It looks like my sunbed, actually. If I stand in it, I might get a bit more tan. Hold on.
That is going in the handbag. That is going in the handbag.
No, you have that one. Only had that one.
Sophisticated, gorgeous, modern.
And these are very kind of Versace palazzo. Just
Really,
what we
just right
expect
for
from our
in here.
girl.
Yeah.
I wish I'd lived here.
That is also going in the handbag. I bet it's La Croix, darling.
No, yes,
I bet it's La Croix.
Yeah.
Paula! She trained as an actress, and now she does PR, and so that's her in the 80s.
The only Buddha I've got is my husband. He's got the gut, the bald head, and he sits in a corner.
That's all right, baby. Thank you.
Julia might have brought in a butler, but Paula is planning to go one better, enlisting the help of her 9-year-old son, Francesco, to help seat the ladies. Back in the kitchen, there's not much Paula's got to do for the amuse-bouche. Simply heat it up, but even that slipped her mind.
Too busy talking. Oh dear, we're going everywhere. Don't worry. Let's get this on first. Right, look, we can multitask. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, can't burn it. No, we have to. We don't want it bubbling. We want it simmering nicely.
Paula's amuse-bouche is a spinach and garlic soup, homemade. At the local hotel she called in to help out.
Not sure which one's got the poison in.
Oh, it smells amazing.
It seems to be going down well.
I love that.
But does anyone realise she didn't make it?
Come on, ask me. How did I make it?
Go on, how did you make it? Go on.
I cheated. I couldn't make a mousse. I couldn't make a soupy type thing myself, and so they
So
helped
you didn't
me.
actually make this?
No, they cheated.
It was really delicious and very, very nice and quite sophisticated, I thought.
I like amuse-bouche. It's a bit pretentious, personally.
I'm really pleased that Paula told the truth about what she'd bought, where she'd bought it and what she'd cooked. I'm really impressed with her honesty.
I'd have made it myself. I won't cheat.
Next is a dish that Paula has made all by herself. Smoked salmon, special cut lemons and hand-buttered bread.
Right, this is Birmingham bread and butter.
Oh, Birmingham bread! Come on.
Yeah, it was all falling to pieces, but it's like, don't matter. Okay, you did meant more.
Oh, the lemons were beautifully cut.
Okay, I'm so...
The salmon.
There's way too much of it. Smoked salmon's very rich and quite filling.
I can't stand it, though. It's not her fault. It's me.
While the others finish their heaped salmon starter, Paula is in the kitchen, finally doing her first proper cooking of the night.
Oh dear. Not too sure about the blue cheese.
Oh! I got too carried away talking. It's all burning. It's all Can you sit down, because it's all burning?
It's now time for the pièce de résistance, the fruit of all Paula's labours.
Do you want some garlic olive oil with it? You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
The chicken wrapped in prosciutto ham, served with Italian potatoes and seasoned peppers.
Oh,
Mia, that
yours
looks
is
fantastic. That is a plate full of sunshine, darling. And I'm
Molto
going to
grazie.
gobble it up now.
You won't be saying that when you've tasted it, darling, that's for sure.
What do I want to
I mean, it
know?
looks stunning, but
What I want to know is, and it's not too dry.
Is it all right? Really? Can you cook?
You're not happy with doing
It's now that Paula finally gets the chance to explain where her cooking inspiration comes from.
Real cooks, what they do is they just throw things in, don't they? They just go, oh, a bit of that, bit of this, and they don't know what it's going to take. Well, I didn't know.
And it's soon clear that Paula believes her own PR.
You know when you do something once, my girlfriends who've known me forever always laugh at me. And they say, you do something once and you say, well, you know I'm a accomplished skier. You know I'm a dancer. You know I'm a this. And you do it once, Paula.
Yes.
Now I think I'm a cook.
You are. It was so funny because Paula's gone on about, I can't cook, I don't know what I'm doing. It's a facade. Don't be fooled.
Well, actually, she can cook because the chicken that she cooked herself was lovely.
Ironically, the dish the girls seemed most impressed with was the one Paula cooked herself.
I'm so glad I've met you.
So, with full tummies and merry with wine, the girls seem happy and content.
To our lovely blonde
Thank you.
Even the ice between Melinda and Paula has melted into tranquility.
It's going a lot better than expected. I think now it's the third evening. We've all got to know each other that much better. We're all much more relaxed, and it's panning out a lot better than I expected anyway.
But as one feud dies, another is born.
We just started talking about things, and she was saying her mum's disintegrated, she's 90-something. Just don't talk about it all night, Melinda. We've all been there, we've all had losses in our lives, and I don't need it tonight. It's come dine with me, not come die with me.
So, with the end nearly in sight for host Paula, 5 rather full ladies take on the calorie-rich chocolate orange creme brulee.
I thought creme brulee was wobbly.
No, Natalie, you're thinking of blancmange. This speciality is served with wafer, ice cream and a skillfully applied fruit coulis. Paula will also have to caramelise the sugar herself. A total lack of cooking experience is apparent as she almost burns the house down. What Paula is doing here is completely and utterly wrong. If you're making creme brulee at home and caramelising the sugar, do not hold the bowls in your hand. Always place on a fireproof surface and wear oven gloves. After devouring 4 of the 5 courses, our ladies decide to skip the cheese platter, conscious of the fact they still have 2 more dinner parties this week.
The evening went better than expected. We're all much more relaxed and getting on better.
It was a really good night. I really enjoyed myself. I love Paula.
I thought the house was lovely. I thought her little boy was delightful. And her meal was fabulous. And I feel hugely fat.
I like the fact that Paula was really, really honest, that she'd got food in from outside, and she told us she wasn't a cook.
I mean, it's called Come Dine With Me, not Come Dine With, you know, Tom, Dick or Harry, basically. And we're not really dining with her if we're eating Tom's dinner, are we?
Right, Paula, I'm giving you a big, fat 7.
Tonight, I'm going to give Paula an 8.
So, with 2 scores revealed, Paula will need to score a whopping 17 more to go into the lead, which means that both Melinda and Natalie will need to score her at least an 8.
I'm going to give Paula a 5 tonight. Not because I didn't think the food was great, but because I know she didn't cook most of it. In fact, any of it, really.
The only thing I really enjoyed was chicken with the cheese, and that was grand. And for that, I would give her one of those.
Natalie's surprise 5 condemns Paula to last place with only 25 points. So, it's not who you know, it's what you know. It's day 4 of the dinner parties in Brighton for our 5 fabulous females.
Cheers.
On Monday, travel enthusiast and mother of 3, Margaret O'Loughlin, held the first of the week's dinner parties, and it was a lively affair, to say the least.
Antonio Banderas, Antonio
Banderas. I like them quite rough, too.
Yeah.
Her Caribbean-themed menu set a benchmark of 28. On Tuesday, actress Julia John showed no second-night nerves with a fishy menu and her own personal Jeeves to serve champagne.
Will you come on Friday, Michael? Please. And you could stay, you know, for the rest of July.
Taking her straight to the top of the table with 31 points. Last night, fast-talking PR guru Paula Pearson put on a good show. But with 25 points, it wasn't enough to upstage Julia. Tonight's host is ex-glamour model and mother of three, Natalie Clark, leaving tomorrow's grand finale in the hands of straight-talking farmer Melinda Padley.
I'm going to have a damn good go, and I think I've got a pretty good, even chance.
Last night's hostess Paula used her PR contacts to blag some of her courses from one of Brighton's top chefs.
I don't think it's cheating. It can only be deemed as cheating if I lie. Then that's out-and-out cheating.
But did her guests agree?
No wonder she looks wonderful and flicky and blondie and pouty and great. And the rest of us look like a boiled lobster because we've been hung over the bloody oven all day.
If you're getting everybody else to do it, it's a bit unfair.
You can't do it all yourself. If you end up doing it all yourself, you're running around like a headless chicken all day, and you end up, you know, like a piece of limp lettuce in the evening, wanting to collapse in the corner.
So, Paula's bending of the rules gives Natalie a chance to win the £1,000 cash prize for herself.
I've never done anything like this in my life. You know, having strangers round to my house and doing them dinner. I'm petrified.
Natalie lives at number Soixante-Neuf in a 3-bedroom semi-detached with her husband and her 3 children, right next door to her mum.
This is where we're eating tonight. I've moved the table into here. It's not normally here. I decorated the room myself. My lava lamp, that's my favourite. I can watch that for hours. I don't know why. Well, no, I'm exaggerating, not hours. I'm not that sad. No, I can watch it for a few minutes and I think it's pretty cool.
Natalie has talked to us about her home and about her council house and everything else as if it's just, well, hey, you know, it'll be lovely.
I think there'll be a lot of white. I think, again, she'll have a black leather sofa.
If you'd said a lot of colour with a white leather sofa, it'd have been spot on, Margaret.
This is my bedroom, and again, I've created this.
She's a very fashionable girl. She's very fashion conscious. She's always very trendily dressed, and she always looks lovely. So I think her home will reflect that.
And my husband feels like a right idiot laying in this bed. You know, he's big and bald and laying there in this big pink boudoir. He feels a little bit funny.
Natalie's got one more room she wants to make over.
Right, this is my bathroom, and if I was to win, this is what I would spend it on.
To win the money for a new bathroom, Natalie's going to have to give it everything she's got, and she's feeling out of her depth.
I'm just so nervous. I really am, because I feel they've all done so well.
I know she's going to be stressing about it. I know she is. And she's got no need, because we all adore her. She's fab. And I think she'll give us a lovely evening.
I'm going to give it my best shot. See what happens.
Natalie's way of dealing with her nerves is to resort to hard liquor.
I'm doing cocktails to go with their names. Melinda, Belinda, Bellini. Paula's Delight. Julia's getting a Chilean goddess, because she did tell me that she loves the Chilean wine. Margaret, I think I'm doing a margarita. My cocktail will be just any alcohol together, really.
For her starter, Natalie's planning champignons à l'ail.
I hope she does some French food, as her father was French.
Even though she's a little Parisian girl, I think that she left Paris so long ago that I don't think she'll be cooking anything French.
Champignon à l'ail. That's great. So that's garlic mushrooms. So we'll be huffing and puffing over each other. That's fantastic.
Champignon à l'ail. What is the l'ail? I don't even...
Natalie's mushrooms could make her a champignon. That's if the stress of shopping doesn't get the better of her.
I need some seedless grapes as well. These are for my cocktails that I'm going to squash. There's no lemon and limes. I'm in trouble. I'll have to get them in the market.
Looks like things are turning sour, and to make matters worse, she needs to choose some champagne for her guests, and she's not feeling her usual confident and bubbly self.
Right, champagne. Where do I start? I don't really know what I'm doing or what I'm looking at. Don't know. Veuve Clicquot Ponsardin, whatever that is. I'll give that one a go, I think.
Natalie might have got her champagne, but there's still missing ingredients to find. So is she worried?
Yes. Do I look worried? I'm really worried. Not just worried, really, really worried.
Stressed out, our host still needs some mushrooms and some cheering up. Where's a fun guy when you need one?
These are lovely. Would it be possible to have 8 of them, please? Right. Thank you.
Although she's got all her ingredients, the shopping trip has taken twice as long as she thought.
I'm just worried that I'm not going to get it all done on time.
For her main course, Natalie is serving Moroccan lamb with couscous and stir-fried vegetables.
Well, Moroccan lamb is from Africa, and stir-fried vegetables, depending on what she does with them, are really not very African.
I love couscous, and it's good that we've got lamb because we haven't had it yet, so that's great.
I don't like couscous. I'm not brilliant with lamb.
I was imagining something much more English than this and not quite as adventurous. So, full marks, Natalie. You know, this is a lovely menu and I'm really looking forward to tasting it.
Back at home, tonight's host gets a phone call from Paula.
It's just all got to me and I was laying in bed and I thought, oh, my God, and I stayed awake all night. So I haven't had any sleep and I've got my stone in my pocket, the one you give me.
Last night, spiritual guru Paula gave Natalie some rose quartz to make her feel calm about tonight.
Well, it's not working. She asked me if I was still nervous. And she said I've got to rub it some more. So I'm just going to keep rubbing it. But nothing's happening.
For dessert, Natalie is making banoffee pie.
Banoffee pie. No calories in that, then.
Everyone's favourite. That couldn't be better.
If it tastes as good as it sounds, hey, she could be our dark horse.
The guests are expecting great things, and Natalie's got to get cooking, as they'll be arriving in just over 4 hours.
Well, it's 2:15 and I need to be getting my meat on soon, because otherwise it could just be tough and horrible, because you have to leave it in the oven for quite a while for it to tenderise.
Natalie heats up some olive oil, to which she adds her lamb. While the meat browns, she chops some garlic.
They say the finer you chop your garlic, the more flavour you get out of it. Don't take long.
I've never seen it done quite like that before. She adds the garlic to the meat.
Oh, by the way, this lamb is neck fillet. It's very good for this kind of dish, apparently. The butcher told me that one.
Natalie then transfers her meat to an oven dish. But already, she's beginning to doubt her cooking will be good enough to impress the formidable 4.
Looks like dog's meat at the moment. It looks awful, doesn't it?
She then adds chopped onion and takes a shortcut by using sachets of Moroccan seasoning.
Now, I could put these herbs in separately, but it would just take longer.
Top time-saving tip, Nat. Next, she adds courgettes, mushrooms, a dash of tomato puree, and 2 tins of tomatoes. Natalie may have got her ingredients together, but her confidence in her cooking is still in poor shape.
I think there's something missing, and I can't remember what it is.
Despite her worries, Natalie covers the meat and puts it in the oven.
I'll keep it there until they get here.
Or until you discover what it was you'd forgotten.
I forgot the chickpeas. I knew I forgot something.
With the missing chickpeas added, the lamb is looking much more Moroccan, but not for long. Her choice of vegetables is threatening the North African theme.
I'm a bit worried about the bean shoots, because that's a bit Chinesey in it, and I think they might pick up on that. The fact that they're foodies really frightens me, because they seem to know so much about food when they talk.
With time against her, Natalie is going to have to hope her guests don't notice her faux pas with the bean sprouts. She softens some frozen vegetables in a wok with oil. She adds a tin of ratatouille and some chilli.
Oh, God, this is really worrying me. I might have to pick them bean shoots out. I don't like the look of them.
Time to make the dessert, banoffee pie. She adds crushed digestive biscuits to melted butter to make the base. When that's cool, she adds bananas. She makes caramel by simmering condensed milk with butter for 5 minutes, stirring continuously, and then pours it over the bananas. Finally, Natalie prepares her speciality, champignons à l'ail.
I've called them champignons à l'ail to make them sound better, because stuffed mushrooms sounds a bit dodgy. Sometimes they can come out really lovely, and other times they just go floppy and weird and horrible. And I just think it might happen tonight, so I thought if I do a few, then I'm guaranteed to get at least 5 decent ones.
Next, Natalie prepares her garlic butter. There's only one problem. Natalie has an unusual phobia.
Well, the problem is I'm going to have to get my mum to separate the egg yolks. It just makes me feel quite ill.
Egg yolks in garlic butter? Well, yes, according to Natalie's mum, it helps the mixture stay firm when you grill the mushrooms.
Well, look, and then next time you can do it.
Mum, I know how to do it. I just can't stand doing it. Look at it.
Having been helped by her mum to get over her yolkophobia, Natalie seems a bit more confident about tonight.
So I'm feeling a little bit better because I've got most of it going on now.
To make the garlic butter, she blends garlic and parsley together, then adds the butter and egg yolks and whisks. It's almost time for Natalie to start preparing her personalised cocktails, but she's got a hidden twist to how she wants to serve them.
I've bought sparklers and I've got a little plan. I want to get a fireman in for when I like my sparklers, and when I walk in with them, I want him to follow me, and I will say something like, let me think, something like, girls, here's your drinks, and I've brought a fireman just in case.
Snappy line, Nats. The fireman, played by Natalie's nephew, is hiding next door with her mum. She rings with a suggestion.
Mother, you're so rude. No, it's daytime TV. You can't do full Monty.
Well, I'm thinking, from things that Natalie said to me, that she might have not a very rude, but a stripper or something like that. Sorry, Natalie.
Yeah, climb over your wall and I'll make... What hose pipe?
I don't think she needs entertainment. I think it's just called Natalie.
Just in time, Natalie remembers to take her banoffee pies out.
So I want to get them out 2 hours early and allow them to go soft so that they will be able to put their fork and spoon into it.
It's almost 6:30, and Natalie's got one more surprise to impress her guests. Her linguistic talents don't stop at speaking French.
I thought it'd be nice to write a poem about them all, so I started off with Margaret, and I put, Margaret, you are classy, coconuts and all. Monday was our first night, we had a ball. Thank you.
But will Natalie's guests be poetry fans? She's about to find out. The first diner arrives.
Oh, God, don't let them in.
That's not a good way to win points, Natalie. I think feisty Melinda would like to come in.
Sorry. Hello.
Next to arrive is Queen of Drama, Julia.
Hello.
You're right. I am, my darling.
Followed by holiday enthusiast, Margaret. And finally, Paula.
How are you, gorgeous? You look lovely.
Tonight, ex-glamour model and mother of three, Natalie Clark, is hosting a dinner party for 4 women who'll be marking her efforts in secret at the end of the evening. All the others will also be entertaining this week, and the best performer will walk away with a £1,000 cash prize. Natalie isn't sure her culinary skills are as good as those of her guests. Natalie's also got her nephew to dress up as a fireman, and with the conversation hotting up in the living room, he's going to have to do more than serve drinks. In the kitchen, Natalie already seems to be losing her grip.
Nice bloody ice.
As Natalie loses her cool with the cocktail making, the ladies snoop upstairs.
Oh,
Wow.
This is great. This is just...
Well, this is built for comfort, isn't it?
Hello, Mum. Have you got any ice?
She's so organised.
Chavvy mules. Yeah.
I've lost my umbrellas. She's got to have a brolly. She'll think I'm being funny.
Oh, she's going to have something!
Oh, it's something!
Oh, that looks disgusting now. Do you think she might think that looks a bit like a pile of sick?
These were obviously in her glamour modelling days.
Do you think she did glamour modelling?
Oh, I think she did. I think she obviously did, don't you?
Natalie's almost ready to serve her cocktails. Time for the fireman.
Special, so I'm going to go and bring the drinks in now.
A bit of hot stuff that needs extinguishing.
He's a real fireman!
I was wrong when I said that she'd have a striptease. She actually had something better because we weren't embarrassed and she had a real fireman.
Well, technically he's a roofer. But what about the personalised cocktails?
I was terribly impressed with my Chilean goddess. And as I tasted it, I'm going to sound like Julie Gordon here, I got gooseberries. And I thought, oh, it's gooseberries. And it wasn't gooseberries, it was elderflower. and grapes in the bottom. It tasted fantastic, but it packed a punch like rocket fuel.
So, the fireman and the cocktails proved to be an explosive combination. But will Natalie's poems put a dampener on things?
Oh, they're great. Julia, our second night girl, an actress with a butler. What a pearl.
Oh, almost a haiku.
She wrote a little card about each of us, which was just like, oh my gosh, this lady, 3 children, and has just puts herself down constantly, yet has just pulled out all of the stops.
Natalie's proving to be a hostess with the mostess. But will her mushrooms be her first flop?
These are a little bit overdone, but they'll still be nice.
For her starter, Natalie is serving champignon à l'ail. That's garlic mushrooms to you and me.
Thank you, Mummy.
Oh, doesn't that look... Smell.
Enjoy.
It smells
I love
No, sorry. Absolutely delicious, isn't it? Really good.
Will Natalie's French starter impress her worldly guests?
Garlic mushrooms. Oh, yes. They were... I've had garlic mushrooms a million times. They were the best garlic mushrooms I've ever had. And thank you, Natalie, for telling me you put egg yolks in with your butter and your garlic and your parsley.
Great starter, huge field mushrooms, really simple, gutsy flavours, garlic, you know, brilliant.
Natalie's stuffed mushroom is probably the best I've ever had.
Fair praise indeed for our Nats. But just when it looks like she can do no wrong, disaster strikes in the kitchen.
This is burnt. Oh, my God. Please don't be burnt. How long's it been in now? See, I told you it's been in about 6 hours now. It's fine. It's fine. I ain't no problem.
That's one disaster averted, but there's always the issue of the Chinesey vegetables.
The veggies, I don't think are a good idea, but I'm going to offer them anyway.
Excellent. For Natalie's main course, she's serving Moroccan lamb with stir-fried vegetables and couscous.
Oh, Natalie!
You're the hustler.
You're a hustler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the moment of truth for Natalie. Will the foodies be impressed with her Moroccan-Chinese fusion?
When I read the menu, I wasn't sure that stir-fried vegetables were right with tagine and couscous, but they weren't stir-fried vegetables, and they were perfect, Natalie. Absolutely superb.
When I read the menu and I thought lamb, and I thought, I thought I'd just close my eyes and just go for it. But it was beautiful because Moroccan is well done in the juices and everything else.
And it was very subtle, subtly spiced, not overly spiced. There wasn't too much chilli in it, which I don't like too much chilli. There wasn't, there was just a hint, I think. It was beautiful.
If you want the recipes for tonight's menu, they can be found on the Channel 4 website. Meanwhile, Julia's uncovering more of Natalie's glamorous past.
What did you find?
I found a wonderful photograph of you.
Oh, my modelling
On Deshabille, and I wondered if you'd ever flirted with glamour modelling.
Yes, I did topless modelling.
Did you? Tell us, tell, spill the beans.
Were you a page 3 girl?
No, I wanted to get there, and it just boyfriend stopped me.
Yeah.
Got jealous. It was like, I don't want you doing that, babe. And I listened to them, and
But tell me, do you regret it?
yes.
Do
I wished I'd
you?
gone with what I wanted to do and not listen to silly boyfriends and.
If you'd become a glamour model, you know what probably would have happened? You wouldn't have had your 3 beautiful children.
beautiful children. And your husband.
There you go. So no regrets.
We're actually beginning to get some intelligent conversation.
I think
They
big
do.
boobs, they would be down there, but I haven't, so they're not.
Don't you think that'd be a little bit dodgy, though, 36-year-old getting their boobs out?
I totally don't.
Natalie's nerves are settled as the guests help themselves to seconds.
No, not too much.
Heaven.
I think it's gone all right. I don't think it was the fireman that did it, do you? I think it's my cooking. They've had seconds and everything. It makes me feel really good. It gives me confidence. I think they liked it. So, yeah, cool.
Finally, for dessert, Natalie will be serving her banoffee pie.
You made them all by yourself.
Oh, my stuff. It's not hard, is it, at the bottom?
It's wonderful.
Is it nice?
It is stunning.
She had a shaky start, but Natalie surprised everyone, most of all herself. But will it be enough to make her the dinner party queen?
I'm going to give Natalie a 9 because, bless her heart, she puts everything into it. And she's a puppet.
I'm going to give you an 8 because of your poems, because I thought they were really, really good.
She just put so much effort into that, and I just think she deserves every 10 points there.
Natalie only needs 4 points from the current lead Julia to put her in first place. Will the actress be relegated to the supporting role?
Natalie, darling, my heart says 9, but I'm going to be religiously fair and give you an ecstatic 8.
So, Natalie's personal touches have thrust her into the lead with a tough-to-top 35 points. It's the last night for our Brighton Belles, who've been dining hard all week. First up was Margaret O'Loughlin, who limboed into the week with a Caribbean-themed evening and who set the standard by scoring 28 from a possible 40.
I still want to win, but I don't know what anyone else is going to do, and all I can do is do my best.
Next up was the turn of thespian and singer Julia John. Her champagne-fueled dinner scored her 31.
I know last night went well, and I think it could have been a winning evening.
PR person Paula Pearson marked the halfway point with her bought-in menu, but that left a nasty taste with some of her guests, and she scored only 25. Last night was the turn of shopaholic Natalie Clark, whose honest food, heartfelt poems and firemen put her into the lead with 35 points. But tonight, with it all to cook for, Natalie could still be beaten by fifth and final host Melinda Padley, a farm manager who started the week with one objective.
Of course I'm in this competition to win it. I mean, what's the point in going into a competition if you don't want to win it?
Last night, Natalie's warm and welcoming evening added a touch of magic sparkle to the week. But what were those vital ingredients that made them score so high and which put Nat top of her class?
I think the fireman was inspired. I thought the personalised cocktails were a really wonderful and individual touch.
I think Natalie did exactly what I thought she would do, just push every single boat out. It's brilliant.
I loved the fireman, and I was quite pleased he wasn't a stripper, and I think it was lovely to actually have something a little bit different.
Cheers, my dear.
Well done.
So her evening went down a treat and left her guests hungry for more. But what did the host with the most make of it all?
Last night, I feel that I did the best that I could, and it was to the best of my ability, and I'm quite happy with the way it went.
Tonight's host is feisty Melinda, who's been looking forward to cooking a show-stopping spectacular all week.
My friends are very kind and they say I'm a great cook, but I don't think I'm great. I'm just probably better than average.
But does she still think she can win?
I still think I've got a reasonable chance. I feel after last night that probably Julia and Natalie are front-running.
I would like to win, but I don't think I will, because I think it was quite tough going on the first night.
I'm still really feeling confident about my menu because it's me.
And the money would be very useful, I'm not denying it. So yes, it would be lovely to win.
I don't care about the competition. I've got great mates now.
Melinda, who lives in a converted oast house and farm buildings, will need to bake something very special if she's to become Queen of Cooks. Does she have any tricks in store?
I have got a surprise up my sleeve, yeah.
But with 2 surprises already this week, will her guests be blasé or blown away by any extras?
Well, now this week we've had the butler, we've had the fireman, so one can't help but wonder, will Melinda pull out the farmer?
But right now, it's 10:15 a.m. and it's avocados, not special surprises, that Melinda's concentrating on.
If you're using avocados in a recipe for a dinner party anyway, where it matters, I suppose, you want to probably buy your avocados at least a day in advance. Maybe buy them a bit firm and then stick them in the airing cupboard or something like that to get them just right. A really good handy household hint, girls. I learnt this at the gym. We have these crazy mornings where suddenly we get a bottle of champagne and we all have to have a handy household hint. If you leave the stone in an cut avocado, it won't go brown. And that is true for about 12 hours, probably. So if you want to eat one half and keep the other half, leave it like that, stick it in a plastic bag, stick it in the fridge, and it'll be fine.
So what will Melinda be serving in the final menu of a food-stuffed week?
As this is our 5th evening and the last evening of the show, I'm hoping that when Melinda chose her menu, she was bearing that in mind and that she's going to cook something light and healthy.
I think it'd be quite arty, and I think the food will be really, really good.
For starter, Melinda is serving crab, avocado and celeriac salad.
Well, amazingly, that's very like my starter. That's like my substitute starter. So that I will love.
Oh, we've got crab again, though. Actually, no, I don't like crab.
I love crab, like avocado, and I love celeriac.
Taking a break from her cooking, Melinda shows off her pride and joy, her house.
The DIY continues. This is going to sound really awful, isn't it? I make all my own curtains, I make my bed heads, and I do all my own upholstery. So the bed head is just a floorboard cut in half, nailed together, cut out with a jigsaw, padded. It's really very easy.
Maybe for DIY queen Melinda. Outside in the garden, Melinda shows rare enthusiasm.
And the best time to see this is first thing in the morning, really early, when the mist is still hanging in the valley, and it's just bloody fantastic.
Back to Melinda's menu. Her main course is beef Wellington, fresh asparagus, dauphinoise potatoes and horseradish cream.
Ah, beef Wellington. Oh dear. I'm not a huge fan of beef, I have to say.
It's just I don't like red meat.
It's a nice menu if you're posh, I suppose.
Melinda still needs some key ingredients, so it's off to her favourite butcher's.
Hi. Hello.
Hello there, how are you?
Now, this time I've got 5, but I'd like to cater for 6 for dinner, and I want to do a beef Wellington.
Lovely,
So I reckon, what, about £2, do you think?
I'll get a piece and show you. And
Okay,
show me exactly
yeah,
what you
all
like.
right,
Okay.
lovely, thanks. I could never be a vegetarian. Ooh, look.
Trimmed out nicely.
So, and I'd like it to be the same thickness either end.
So if I take it,
Yeah, it's perfect.
piece out the middle like that.
Absolutely perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're entertaining
Tonight.
tonight.
You want to come?
Yeah, I'd love to.
With the beef in the bag, the next stop is the asparagus farm. Yes, a whole farm devoted to asparagus. Wow, so many asparagus varieties to choose from.
Good morning. Now, what's the difference between the choice and the best and the...
They're all from the same plant.
Right, so it's just the thickness they come up.
Yes, it is, yes. So a lot of people think that the slimmer ones will be more tender, but it's not true.
So if I have a couple of bundles of choice, please. And I'll take 2 tips as well. Thank you.
Just get the best, Mel. And it's back to the kitchen as Melinda puts the pedal to the metal.
OK, so that just goes in the oven.
At home, with the beef safely in the oven, Melinda is cracking on with the rest of her dinner. She's putting together the ingredients for the first of her 2 desserts, a mixture of eggs, sugar, prunes and chocolate, whisked together and baked at gas mark 4 for how long?
About half an hour. Hopefully it will rise.
Her dessert is a chocolate soufflé with prunes armagnac.
I can't stand it. They're the chocolates I throw away out the box. The ones with the alcohol and the chocolate, I just can't stand them.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a roaring success. Things are going along with military precision in the kitchen as Melinda keeps to her battle plan.
Oh, that's the beef. I really don't want to overdo this, so I'm going to take it straight out now. And I'm going to baste it with its juices while it cools. Now, I can feel just by touching that can you see that? That is still really rare in there. I might, because of Natalie, I might just put it back in the oven as the oven cools off, OK? That's just brandy and the anchovy butter and the beef juices. Basting that. So if I just leave that in there like that, just as it cools down.
Despite a lack of dramas, Melinda pours herself a stiff one and downs some Dutch courage.
Don't normally drink in the middle of the day, Mother. If you're watching this.
We believe you, Melinda. Thousands might not. A fountain of knowledge, Melinda has some gin-induced advice on the subject of...
It won't hurt at all.
chilies.
I take the seeds out
It's the seeds, really, that holds the fire. I'm sure it's not necessary to say so, but for God's sake, wash your hands, scrub your nails before you touch anything, especially before you go to the loo.
Yes, noted, Melinda. Thanks for that. With all the food preparation done, there's only one thing left to do. Get dressed up. Melinda returns a vision of sparkling green and gets straight to work laying the table. And she reveals why she's bought special gifts for all her guests.
Sorted. Well, it's the last night, so I just thought it would be really nice to give them all a going-away present, and I'm still feeling very embarrassed about those bloody plastic balls on the first night. And everyone else got such lovely presents, so they've all got something to do with each person or our experiences at their house.
Not to bribe your guests, then.
Champagne cocktails. My idea was to do... I wanted to do Pimm's on the terrace, but you look out the window and you'll realise why I'm not. Sugar cube in the bottom, soaked in Angostura bitters, a little brandy on top, and then you top it up with chilled champagne. It's very simple, but it's sort of classy.
It certainly is, Melinda. Next, she has to put together her crab and avocado starter.
I really am giving them mean portions tonight. This bit will look pretty anyway.
Do you still want to win?
Of course it would be nice, and I could use £1,000, really.
Ta-da! Fantastic. It looks wonderful. But it's crab, not a favourite of her guests. So, at 6:49, and with the starter done, the beef cooked and the asparagus tied up in nice little bunches, her first guest arrives. And as reliable as ever, it's Margaret.
Beautiful.
All in
I wanted
pink.
to wear pink. I didn't want to wear
No,
black.
come
Sorry.
on, it's a girly night. Mwah. It's
Thank
lovely
you.
to see you.
Next up is Paula.
You look great.
Thank
This is beautiful.
Oh,
hello,
you're
my
cold, your
darling.
hands cold.
No, cold hands, warm heart. Gosh, this is
Come
lovely.
in, come in, come in, come in.
Thank you.
Margaret's just arrived.
What was that face about? Off to a good start there, Paula. Next is Julia, as gushing as ever.
Don't you
I'm trying to do
fine? I love the
Pick
green.
over things all over the floor. You know,
Pick over things. I know. I know
Try
exactly.
not to do a
Don't you
platform.
look gorgeous?
It's lovely to see you.
It's lovely to be
What
here.
about this weather?
And finally, Natalie arrives in a very special dress.
So good to see you. Look at you. Oh, God, you must be frozen.
I'm fine.
There's a log fire in there.
Oh, I love
All
log
right.
fires.
Yeah, you can toast your toast.
There you go,
Oh,
gorgeous.
bless your heart. Thank you.
It smells nice.
Oh, thank you.
You look gorgeous.
Absolutely.
I must apologise, girls. I didn't have a ball gown, so I thought I'd put my wedding dress on and a curtain.
Oh, and you look the best of the lot.
Yeah,
You look like you look the best of the lot.
Thank you.
Oh, you look adorable. I'm going to buy some curtains tomorrow.
Thank you.
We can
Cheers.
see. We're
Thank
allowed
you.
to see each other again, you know.
We are.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
I hope
We
you
are.
do.
Oh, we
I hope
will.
you do.
Oh, all the time.
Because we've had a great week.
We've had a
haven't we?
smashing week, darling.
Yeah.
Lovely.
It's the last dinner of the week, and Melinda Padley is pulling out all the stops with a menu of fine cuisine, champagne cocktails, and cosy log fires.
Oh, it's chilly.
Her menu is rich and tasty, but how will it sit with her 4 guests when they come to mark her efforts in secret?
All that stuff about garlic, bloody butter, and what do? I go and forget it.
And will it be enough to steal the show and bag the grand?
Didn't get that, did you? I think it's getting to me, this programme.
As Melinda puts the finishing touches to her dinner, the ladies do what they do best and go on a nosebout.
I knew it was an oast house in the country.
What
That's
is an
all I
oast
know.
house? I asked what an oast house is.
Oh, my God.
While in the bedroom, Margaret and Paula have discovered Imelda Marcos's lost shoes.
Yeah, I probably had those since she was 10. Because I don't think they'd fit her now. I reckon Oh, let's destroy the house.
Now, this looks to me like the master bedroom.
Next into Melinda's room are Julia and Natalie.
Beautiful. Isn't that fab?
And Nat finds a hat.
Oh, you look like Eliza Doolittle in that, darling.
she?
Oh, yes.
Is that me, Mum?
My fair lady. My fair lady.
I love
Do
that.
you remember when she was doing in the race scene? She went, "Looks me pals." Do you
I'll do
remember?
that, shall I?
Fab,
Ready?
see? That's
Looks, my pals!
fantastic. Oh,
That's great.
They soon discover it's more boudoir than bedroom.
agent provocateur.
Naughty knickers.
Naughty
Is that what
knickers.
that
Oh,
means?
yes, yes. Well, argent provocateur is a very, very nice... Oh, yes, yes, I'm right. Very nice. Oh,
Wow.
Well,
Oh, they're massive. I like the thin ones with the strings, not that
They're
type.
big pants. They're Bridget Jones' big pants.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
they look like my mum's knickers.
Aren't they fab?
With glitter on.
Oh. Those are beauteous. Shall we go and finish our cocktails,
Yeah,
Darren?
definitely.
Take my arm.
I'll
Off we
follow
go.
It's good here, isn't it?
It is good here.
I like
Shall we
it.
move in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we will.
Let me sort
Would you like to come through?
Supper is served.
Back downstairs,
Yum, yum,
and
yum.
Melinda is ready to feed them.
I think those have become my favourite words this week. Supper is served.
Supper is served.
Yes.
Look at that glass.
That is stunning.
That is beautiful.
I love
And as the wine flows, the gushing begins.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's
Lovely
too fast.
This
night.
table's too big to feed to, isn't it?
Cheers.
For starter, Melinda is serving a crab, avocado and celeriac salad.
It was okay. I was trying to sort of pick the crab out and eat the avocado. It was okay. I can handle a few crabs, just not a lot of crabs.
And it looked incredibly Gordon Ramsay, and I thought it was wonderful.
But do you know what? It was fantastic.
The starter looks like it went well, but still Melinda's not happy.
It looks just awful. I mean, I'd like to see that really pink.
For main course, she's serving a beef Wellington with fresh asparagus, dauphinoise potatoes and a horseradish cream. If you want a cook and upmarket meal like Melinda, you can find all the recipes on the Channel 4 website.
This was wonderful.
I hope that's slightly overdue. Is that?
That looks lovely.
Oh.
It feels like a holiday. I just don't want to leave you lot. I'm coming up yours next week.
Yeah.
Doing those all the time.
It's really good, sweetheart.
Is it?
Very good.
There's more asparagus if you want some.
This is more like a loving. It must be all that pink. But what do they really think?
The meat was okay. I wouldn't say it was great, but I must say I'm really two-faced. Like, oh, yeah, this is fab. But now, I couldn't eat it again now.
Although it was cooked a little more than I would like it, it was still succulent and edible.
I don't want to eat that.
That's what the rest...
Well, if the host can't eat it, the guests must be right. Dessert is a chocolate souffle with prunes armagnac. 2 courses down, and Melinda thinks things are going well. But well enough to land the grand? It's time to bring out the big guns.
Stressful, this job, isn't it?
So desperate times call for desperate measures. Will this be Melinda's winning hand?
This is dessert.
Oh, my. Oh, my, oh, my.
Your dessert.
Hello.
This is Selwyn Girls, and he helps me work out at the gym again.
Wow.
That's all he does.
Are you sure? How you do promise?
I will so get you.
We need a hello.
Hello,
Look at those biceps and triceps.
It's the same size as my thigh.
I'm looking at those biceps and those triceps, and I'm checking those out.
He's the ex-British and European bodybuilding champion.
Margaret's just asked, are you dessert?
As I read the dessert, it said Armagnac prunes with chocolate Selwyn.
I don't think Natalie's too impressed, but did Melinda's muscle move her into pole position?
I have to say that the highlight of my evening was my chocolate pudding being served by Mr. Universe.
I must admit, I thought Melinda's friend and all that lot was pretty tacky. I feel that I just didn't like that at all. It was like...
Prunes? I hate prunes.
I think he's her man. I think she's seeing him. I think he's a bit of stuff.
So, apart from a mountain of washing up, there's only one thing left to do. How did they rate raunchy Melinda? She'll need to score 36 to win.
I'm going to give Melinda a 9. And the reason I'm giving Melinda a 9 is because I thought her menu was superbly presented. Her food was superbly presented. It looked amazing. It tasted marvellous. And the whole ambience that she created, I thought was superb.
And she was a great hostess, and I felt very comfortable. So I think, boy, she deserves a 10. Yeah, I do.
Blimey, Paula, this isn't a PR campaign. So, Melinda's got 19, but she needs another 17 to win. It's down to Margaret and Natalie.
I'm going to give Melinda a 6 because that's the same scoreline that I gave Julia. I think everybody has been brilliant this week and I don't want anybody to come bottom. And because I scored higher for Natalie, who I'd like to win, it's no reflection. I'd give you all the same score if it was down to me, but it wouldn't make a very good competition.
Sorry, Melinda, but I don't like brandy in chocolate and I don't like chocolate delight neither for pudding. So you're getting a 3.
OK, girlies, the hour has come. The dreaded results. And I hate doing this.
Good luck, everybody.
Oh, that's
OK.
Go.
Shall I
go?
Yes, do it.
And
the results in reverse order.
Oh, no.
5th. Paula.
Oh.
Joint 3rd, Margaret and Melinda. 2nd, Julia.
Oh, yes.
1st.
No.
Yeah!
Oh, that's wonderful.
Quick, get the tissues. It's going to be a weepy.
I gave you a 9.
Oh,
thank you. You're very, very, very.
Oh,
sorry.
Get the money. Get the money. Take the money.
Oh, my
God.
I'm going to do my bathroom.
The week was worth it, and the best person got the prize.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, definitely.
Thank
Natalie, you were the best.
I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
We did. Because there was so much thought going in.
Yeah.
You know, the personalised cocktails and then the little poems per person.
Yeah, it was the best.
And then the fireman.
The thoughts came easy with you
Particularly
bunch.
the fireman, I
because
thought.
if I'd not had such a bunch of lovely girls, the thoughts wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, Mum. I've won £1,000.
You won the competition.
You should be clean.
I'm not coming home.
You're coming
Listen, Mum, don't tell Ricky, will you? I'll tell him when I get home, because I think I'm going to Paula's house, and if I go now, he'll be like, oh, come home then. But I'm going to Paula's, so don't say anything. Mum, I'm fine.